Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
Whoa, now. What's happening, good people? How's everybody? Everybody doing all right? Welcome to Friday. Yes, indeed, it is Friday. Ready for the weekend. I know a lot of folks like, yep, I'm just about, you got 1 foot out the door already, and it ain't even time to get off, but you got 1 foot out the door. Gerard Stevens with you beginning of the weekend. And baby, we got to talk. Oh, we got to talk. We got to talk. Got a lot to talk about, and we're going to get it in. So, hold on to your seats. Hold on to your seats. There has been something that has been bothering me. So I went on ahead and researched it a little bit more. And sometimes you don't have to do a whole bunch of research. Sometimes you just have to ask the right questions. And I'm surprised that my fellow news agency people are allowing stories to hit the news and not follow up. What you mean, Gerard? There are certain things that you got to be able to do when you make or out some folks. I was a little concerned, and I listened to the commentary that was put together by Norman Robinson on this radio station. And I can appreciate how Norman had phrased his words by saying to Judge Roche and anybody else that was listening at the time that if these folks are saying that you did something wrong with this young man that did not get put back in jail after violating his probation and had been freed, as they said, 40 times or 40 violations, it makes me ask the question, well, it made Norman ask the question. Judge Roche, what's up? How come you didn't do this? How come we are getting into a position of this young man went down and shot somebody and killed somebody by Dickie Brennan's restaurant? So why didn't you do something about it? What was interesting about this is that kind of stuck me, and me not talking to anyone else, not talking to the judge, not talking to any of his folks, not talking to his clerk, not talking to any of his folks, made me ask the question, what are we missing? What's really going on here? It's something we missing. So I went a little bit further to find out what we missing. First thing that we missed, and I would say the news missed, there was something about the presentation to the news that drove me. What you say, G? Now, I want you to hear me out on this part. There was something about the presentation to the news that drove me. Because the presentation to the newscast was almost like grandstanding. It was almost pointing the finger, throwing the rock and hiding your hand. I can go on with a whole bunch of cliches. And you calling out a judge. But it makes me also ask the question, well, what's your role in this? Who you talking about, G? I'm talking about the monitoring company. What was that, ASAP? No, I ain't no problem calling the name. ASAP Monitoring Services. They also are bail bonds, right? Now, understand, I'm saying what I'm saying because I want everybody to bear with me on this. First things first, we're talking about a young man that had parole violations, so many that the man had a stack. The young man that worked for ASAP had a stack of papers, slammed them down on the table, saying, see, you see what I'm saying, Judge Roche? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Plow! Let me throw this down, so. This was all grandstanding and doing, let me throw this down on the table, because see, Judge Roche, you should have known better, and you should have done, and you should have been able to. And I said to myself, that's something now. That's a show. Only thing we didn't have for that minute and a half on the news was tickets to get in for admittance, because that was a show. That's the only thing we didn't have. We didn't have tickets. We just didn't buy them, right? So it actually made me look at this and after I looked at it, I said, I just leave it alone, G. Leave it alone, G. You're going to look like you are taken up for the judge. Now, let me be the first to say this, and this is nothing new. Y'all remember Judge Roche had a problem with this radio station at one point. So that ain't the truth. But it did make me say, damn, are our judges in Orleans Parish under some type of scrutiny? So after I saw that show, I said, leave it alone, G. Leave it alone, G. Go on about your business. Keep going. Just keep on going. Leave that alone, G. Leave it alone. I said, all right. Then here come Norman with his commentary. And his commentary, I don't know if people thought that was, a commentary where he was talking bad about Judge Roche. I took it the other way. I think he was actually putting it in journalism terms where he was asking the judge, is there something we need to know? But Norman got that big, heavy voice, and sometimes it make it sound like, and I'm not making excuses for Norman, but I think Norman said, is there something that we need to know? You need to come tell us, because right now you're the person that's getting the blame. And if you are the blame, we need to know. I think that's what he said. Now, in that same commentary, Norman gave the guys entire rap record. And I ain't talking about to the hip, to the hop, to the hip, to the hippity hip hip hop. You don't dare stop. To the bang bang boogie, say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. Because what you hear is not a test. I could keep going. I really could keep going. No, don't keep going. Okay. But he gave his whole rap sheet. And then said he violated the parole at least 40 times. And that's what the man from ASAP was slamming down on the table. Look, Judge Roche, we told her. So I was like, okay, maybe somebody is telling me to look into this a little further. Leave it alone, though, G. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't have nothing to do with you. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Nah, I can't leave it alone. So, I'm here today to let y'all know I didn't leave it alone. So, my mama always told me that when somebody got their finger at you, pointing at you, who in the world is pointing at them? Or are they trying to prevent somebody from pointing at them? And if everybody is pointing at you, we should also ask the question, what did they do? Or what they didn't do? So I'm here to tell you, I went to go find out. And I did. So, first of all, the judges in criminal court cases cannot get in the media and talk. Did y'all know that? Did anybody know that? What better person to blame it on? Because he can't defend himself. By the canons. They operate by the canons, the law. So a case that is open and it's in front of their court, they can't get in there and tell you, you got the camera rolling, you got the microphone on, let me tell you what's going on. They can't say nothing. So what better person to blame it on? He can't defend himself. Can't get nobody in this court to come defend him. He can't do nothing. That's number one. Then, if I'm not mistaken, did I see the district attorney sit up there on the microphone and also say, the judges have got to do a better job. The judge has got to do a better job. And we want judges that are going to do yada, 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 yada. Well, again, the judge can't say nothing. The district attorney can. The ASAP monitoring service can. But I'm here to tell you, friends, always go back to the old sayings. The old sayings are, you got that side, you got the other side, and then usually in the middle, you find the truth. Well, guess who got the truth? And here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, who did that? Let me see. Once upon a time, not long ago. Was that Slick Rick? That was Slick Rick, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Slick Rick. But anyway, here we go. So, if anybody is going to do any pointing the finger, before I point the finger at somebody else, I need all the parties concerned in this issue to point the finger at themselves. What? You heard what I said. I didn't stutter. I said anybody that is listening to the other side point the fingers at Judge Roche, they need to be pointing the finger at themselves because they all did something wrong. They all failed. They just don't want to take the blame for it. So, what did you find out, Gerard? Okay, first of all, ASAP monitoring. They ain't just monitoring, they're a bail bond service. So, guess what? If y'all got that these folks are violating their parole, you all can go out and get them and put them in handcuffs and bring them in, apprehend the suspects, and bring them to the jail and let them know that, hey, they violated their parole, so we picked them up. And you can't tell me you didn't know because you on TV slamming down the printouts of this man that violated his parole 40 times. But you are the bail bondsman. You could revoke his parole, his bail. I'm sorry, I said parole, but his bail. You could revoke his bail. You just don't want to lose your money for the monitoring service. Let me clutch the pearls. I'm clutching the pearls. Because as long as they are using your monitoring service, you can pay. But you got guys that go out and go pick them up. They apprehend them, pick them up. Y'all, and you can't tell me that they don't, because remember, that's the same company that brought that young man to the Orleans Justice Center, sat him down in the waiting room, and he got up because you let him go. You didn't have him in your custody. You went to the window. He got up and ran out the door. You had to go get him. And y'all were getting ready to try to blame the sheriff deputies on that, but they was not in their custody. Ooh. I'm going to stop doing that because I'm going to get the hiccups in a minute. Same service. So you have their bail. You have the ability to go apprehend them and bring them in and say they violated their bail, their bond. So since they violated their bond, I'm bringing them to the Orleans Justice Center. Don't you? All right. Now, how many of you have ever been in criminal court? Come on. Tell the truth and shame the devil. In that criminal courtroom, you can go in there and guess what they have? Prosecutors. From whose office? From the district attorney's office. Right? They're the ones that are presenting the cases to prosecute to the judge. You have the defendant with his or her counsel, and then you have the prosecutor, which is from the district attorney's office or the U.S. attorney's office, usually the district attorney's office in Orleans Parish Court. So since you have the Orleans Parish District Attorney, Assistant District Attorneys there, my question is, which we found out, that those same emails that old boy was throwing down on the table for show. There, he got loose 40 times he violated. 40 times he violated. Okay. Those are the emails. You can't tell me you don't have them because you showing them for show. You showing them for show. You show. You show. You show. You show. You show. You show and you show and you show for the show. So here we go. Guess who else gets a CC copy of those emails saying this young man violated his bond, his monitoring service? He's outside. He's doing different things. Guess who else gets a copy of those emails? Guess who gets them? The district attorney's office. The district attorney's office gets those same emails, gets a copy of them saying you violated the parole. You violated your bond. Revoke it. And guess who's in the judge's chambers, not chambers, but courtroom every day? The assistant district attorney. The ADAs are in there doing the prosecutions. So if this was a problem, why didn't the monitoring service present this to the person that's going to present to the judge? Hey, judge, we need to prosecute, and here's why. Not the judge, the district attorney, the prosecutors. Why didn't y'all present to the judge, hey, this is what we want to prosecute? Nobody's saying anything, but yet we on TV telling everybody that Leon Roche is the devil. Now, did we tell Leon Roche that he was off the hook? No. Because there probably was something he could have done. There was an oversight. It was an oversight, and I can tell you that he was probably wrong too. But what I don't want to see is that this man has become the poster child of this whole issue of somebody getting killed. It's not just his fault. It's the assistant district attorney's fault. It's the monitoring service fault. And it's the court's fault. But everybody that's standing up and pointing the finger can talk. The judge cannot. I knew there was something wrong with this, and I'm just saying to myself, man, stand up and say something. He can't. These ADAs are in the courtroom from the time that court starts till they clear the docket for the day, presenting to the judge why this person should be prosecuted, what they did, and you got a defense attorney or a court-appointed attorney defending you. And my deal has been with this case, I'm like, something's not being told. And I knew in this story, it was too much of a show. And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon and rode this puppy like you was looking for 8 seconds in a buck contest. Y'all look like y'all was going to the rodeo. Do I think that everybody in this could be culpable? Yes. But what I did not want to see is that everybody was taking turns standing Leon Roche in front of the dartboard and saying, can you hit the bullseye? This monitoring service, to me, is the biggest culprit. Number 2 is the ADAs. And then the last person that I think that should have any type of issue should be the judge, because somebody has to present to the judge, hey, we need to revoke his bond. The judge makes that decision, but nobody presented it to him. What y'all think he's doing? Just looking on the docket and looking at all the people that came forth and this, and looking at every email and this. You got an assistant that got to do it. You got to do it. You got to present it to him. Nobody presented it to him. So what do? You keep it moving. Then we started looking. Somebody got killed. Oh, and the man that was that did the shooting, he got a monitor on. He got a what on? He got a monitor on. And they monitoring him in real time, and they didn't go get him, and it's the judge's fault. Yeah, it's the judge's fault. Why? Because the judge can't say nothing, and I'm going to get in front of the media and tell everybody how bad Leon Roche is. I'm going to call the media. I'm going to tell them how bad he is, and I'm going to keep damn on, and then I'm going to print out all 40 pages of those violations of that monitor. Here's the question about the monitor. Y'all don't think I know all this, but I do. Here's the question about the monitor. How many times, and somebody need to ask this question in the media. I know the media listen because, well, never mind. I'll tell you about that later. Somebody in the media need to ask the question when you all talk to ASAP monitoring services again. Y'all need to ask them, how many times does somebody that have on a monitor get a violation notification to you and it end up being a false alarm? What? Yeah. How many times does that monitor go off saying that they are not in the place that they need to be or supposed to be, and the notification lets you know where they are, and it end up being a false alarm? Anybody ask the question? Anybody ask that question? Somebody need to ask that question. Out of that 40 times, not take it up for this young man, he killed somebody until, well, you know what? Allegedly. I have to say allegedly because until he is prosecuted and found guilty, he is innocent until proven in the court of law. But if he did, and you knew he had the potential to do so, did anybody find out beforehand? Did anybody at the bail bonds company tell the ADAs? Because those same emails that y'all sent a judge goes to them too. Aren't they CC'd on them? But baby, the finger pointing in this one, I was like, y'all got to be kidding me, right? Okay, I proved my case. I'll leave it at that. What y'all think? 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. I'm just glad that I could open up everybody's eyes and let them know that this is the stuff that goes on behind those closed doors and why you're not hearing the judge say something, because he can't. But what about those that can? Get your calls in, y'all. We got more coming up next, right here at WBOK.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
NOLA Public Schools' main round enrollment for kindergarten through 12th grade is now open. With 73 schools available through the NOLA Public Schools Common Application Process, or NCAP, finding the right school fit for your family is easier than ever. List up to 12 choices to maximize your chances and apply by January 24th. We're all in, and we hope you are too. Apply today at enrollnolaps.com. That's enrollnolaps.com.
Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. every Friday at noon on WBOK.
Greetings, WBOK family. This is Jason Clark, host of United Way and You. Be sure to tune in next Thursday at 12 p.m. when we'll be speaking with Melanie Richardson, co-founder and executive director of Training Grounds, a United Way funded partner. The topic will be the We Play, We Connect Family Resource Hub. Please tune in if you're able. Until then, we only have one life to live, so live united.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month, a service of the community scientist and Rise St. James. This month, we're focusing on lead, a heavy metal that's dense, soft, and poses serious health risks. In Cancer Alley, lead exposure from industrial emissions or contaminated soil can significantly increase cancer risks and other health problems. Stay informed and protect your health. For more information, visit risestjames.org.
Hello, I am Bishop Fred A. Caldwell Sr., host of the Know Your Bible International radio broadcast, which is heard here on WBOK 1230 a.m. each Sunday morning at 8 o'clock a.m. So join me here for a blessing, won't you?
This is Norman Robinson off the top. Happy holidays. Be safe and keep it festive.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks, welcome back. I'm sorry, Jazz. I was all up into what I was doing, bro. All right, my number 504-582-9422. Brian, what you say?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey there. I agree with what you were saying, bro. Oh, good afternoon to you. I agree with what you were saying. Your boy did look like he was set up for target practice.
Oh, man.
He looked just like
it just made me that's what made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, leave it alone. And it just kept coming back to me. That's where I was like, boy, they really going in on him.
He looked like he had a bullseye right on his forehead. But let me ask you this.
Yep.
Considering that, and I agree with what you were saying, considering that he looked like he was up for target practice, initially looking at that person's track record as far as how many times he'd been in and out of the court system and the convictions or the things that he was in court for, each and every time he's been seen and the judge would sentence him. At some point, the judge could have said enough is enough before it got to the point of
I agree with you.
Of putting an ankle monitor on him for him to do the same thing again.
I agree with you.
You're right with what you're saying, but the judge initially are the ones.
Mm-hmm.
The judges are the ones that continuously let that revolving door keep on going round and round because they can stop a lot of stuff before it actually happens.
Right. I agree. That's why I said I think that everybody is culpable in this issue. I'm not saying that Judge Leon Roche is totally innocent in this. I think that he probably would look at it and say, I could have done better too. I really do think
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
And not just him there, because I don't want to, for me personally, I don't want to look like as if I'm targeting him, but looking at it this morning, looked like everybody was targeting him. But he's not the only one. There are a bunch of judges that are in there that sometimes they need to make these judges feel some heat under them to realize that, hey, look, we are getting these criminals in. Well, I'm not calling them criminals. Alleged, whatever the legal term is, to get them in once they're caught on the street, and we get them to court, and you're going to put them back out on the street, or you give them a bond where they can just go in their back pocket and pay it and get out. You could stop some of this stuff. The judges can stop it.
Yeah.
So I agree, but I disagree with the fact that these, it needs to start with those judges.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I agree with you, but I just didn't like the fact that everybody was pointing the finger, but not taking a hit too, and putting 100% of this on the judge, and it is not.
Yeah.
It is not
No.
100% on. He got to take a portion of this too, but I want to take and spread the wealth on this one.
Everybody need their finger pointed at him.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody got to take the hit on this one.
Bullseye
Stop
on
pointing the finger
everybody.
at just one person. Yep.
No, I don't agree with that either.
Yeah. All right, Brian. Thank you, brother.
All right, bro.
Appreciate
All right,
you.
man. Later.
All right, we got to take our next break here because we got news coming up. Got some new conversation too for you. New timing. I know I told a lot of folks to meet us on the 16th down at criminal court. On the 16th, I think I started at 9 a.m., but the time has changed. It is the December 16th court date, but the time now, and I'm talking about for our good friend Jamie and her family. That is not going to be at 9 a.m. From what I understand, it's going to be at 2 p.m. I'll give you more details in just a few minutes. So scratch your 9 o'clock 16th date, scratch the time, and put in there 2 p.m. All right? We'll tell you more in just a minute, y'all. News is next, right here on WBOK.
WBOK 1230 AM New Orleans. Home of the Reality Check. Weekdays 1 to 4 p.m.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. James McIntyre, an advocate for transgender rights, pleads not guilty to assaulting Congresswoman Nancy Mace by violently shaking her hand. He was arrested at the Rayburn House office building and charged with assaulting a government official. Bella Ivory, a black teacher, is suing Beverly Hills High School in California for ignoring her reports of racism since 2022. Her lawsuit alleges discrimination, harassment, retaliation, racial comments, and physical threats. Albertsons is suing Kroger for breaching their contract after a federal judge blocked their $25 billion merger. Albertsons seeks billions in damages and a $600 million termination fee. And gasoline prices in the U.S. are their lowest in 3 years. A top analyst at GasBuddy predicts the national average for gas will potentially drop another 10 to 15 cents by Christmas. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
New Schools for New Orleans wants to send a huge congratulations to all of our educators, students, and families of New Orleans for their continuous academic growth. School performance scores have been released from the state. For the first time in many years, there are no failing schools in New Orleans Public Schools. As a district, our performance increased by 4 points. In addition, Orleans Parish now exceeds pre-COVID school performance score for all students by 6.2 points. When you see a teacher, school leader, or student, be sure to show them some love.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. My number 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. Boy, you know what's interesting though, Jazz? Every time we do a story, it ends up being like breaking news on the next day at different television stations. Have you noticed that? Maybe it's me. Well, so I'm yeah, I think I should go on record. I should go on record for saying, "Yep, I said what I said," because now I'm starting to get these text messages. Did you talk to the judge? Did he tell you that? No, he did not. But didn't he have, which I know he did today because I saw it myself, where the sentencing for that young man ended up with him doing time. He was prosecuted, and judge gave him time today. But anybody that wants to know a case, all you got to do is pull up the docket. And it makes me ask the question for those folks that's doing these investigative reports. Are you all really doing the investigation? Are you really looking at the information? Did y'all pull the case? Did anybody pull the case itself? Did you get the outline of what the case is? Did anybody do the work? Did you ask those folks that have made these accusations what was their role? Or did y'all just show up to where the podium was so that you can pull and put your mic up and just film him and news at 6? Did y'all pull the case up? Did anybody pull up the procedural history? Did anybody pull up the motion to revoke the probation? Guess what we got? The motion Well, let me go ahead on. You want me to give you the docket number so y'all can just go ahead on to get the docket number? So y'all have to go searching. Section I, docket number 558-470. Watch this be breaking news tonight. I can almost guarantee somebody gonna put it on their newscast tonight. No, Nate.
Hello.
What's up, Big Money?
What's happening, Gerard? How you doing, man?
Oh boy, it's an interesting day.
Yeah. Let me first of all say you write about every story you break. It'd be breaking news because I'll be on your radio and listening to you on the radio, and the news go there and take all your information, and like they broke the news and they had all the information. They're using everything you got, because I got a call and they said, man, where Gerard got that letter from? I said, why don't you call Gerard? It's number 515. You know, I told him to call you.
Don't be giving out my number. Bro. Don't be giving out my number. Don't be giving out my number.
Well, listen, the news is getting on my nerves, so I know they can call you and you might tell them some words they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
So that means don't bother Gerard. But on this ankle monitor bracelet, I saw a thing on Channel 4 done by one of the reporters last night. And they put a couple of judges on there about the ankle monitor bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how it wasn't working for domestic rape victims, child abuse, because when they do it, they are not notified because the ankle monitor sometimes ain't working.
Right.
So I had to look deep into something you said about this monitor guy. Every time something go wrong with the ankle monitors, he said, oh, it's their fault. So you're telling me out of 100% of the ankle monitor bracelets having problems, when the problems come, you're saying it's never your fault. Something is wrong with that.
Yep.
But then I watched them a couple of weeks ago put a big proposal together. I need this kind of money, and it's going to work better.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, you should be holding him accountable.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, just what you said about the DA office. They should be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, the judge should be held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at all this, Gerard, what does that tell you? None of them ain't working together with each other, but they come on the TV and tell us, oh, we've been in a meeting. All us is working so well together, blah, 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 blah. And here we got I'm going to say an innocent victim when they got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what got me most about that, Gerard, I didn't hear nobody say sympathy to the family. I have heard you say it. I have heard other community people say it. But as a whole, they can tell that family sympathy. They didn't even have to say sympathy to the family. But what I'm saying, the whole criminal justice system does not work. You didn't did this before. You didn't broke the whole criminal justice system now with the judges, with the police, with the DA, and all these people that sits on that criminal justice system.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not working together, the system not working together. So when we pointing one finger, we should hold all of them accountable.
But that's the whole point of today's conversation. I'm like, why are we subject to the finger pointing and the news is subject to the finger pointing when you're telling me that you have these investigative reporters that are doing the work, but yet I'm finding, and look, I got other stuff that I could be doing. I don't need to be doing no investigative reporting, but I'm finding that the flaws in what's being told is not the truth. There's room in this conversation alone. There's room enough for all 3 parties: the district attorney's office, the monitoring company's office, and anybody else that's involved in this, and the judge, and the judge
That's
too.
right.
And I'm looking around and saying to myself that 2 out of 3 are pointing the finger at one person, and I'm like, no, but the average person that's listening doesn't know the system. So they're going to believe what they see. And the judge can't go on the TV and say nothing because they operate under the canons of the Louisiana State Law Association that tell them that you can't go in the media and say nothing.
That's true.
So he can't say nothing.
And look, just to tell you one of the cases that you have worked on with the young lady that was with the guy, DJ Hardhead, with the HIV.
Mm-hmm.
They put the DJ in jail, right, for domestic and assault. Listen to this. So the monitor went off 3 times. So the monitor company called the young lady and said, is there anything wrong? The young lady said the thing went off. Now this ASAP or whoever the man is. And she said this, come to find out, when he go to court, they had the judge told him, you with the ankle bracelet haven't been following the conditions. But that monitoring company at that point could have made a call and said, look, DA and judge, he has broke the conditions. Now, why they didn't do that, Gerard, that anything could have happened to that young lady. See, but they ain't put that story out there. So that monitoring company lied to the young lady and told her, oh, we just trying to see, did it go off, did you see him, but never told him that he had violated the monitor thing. And so you're right on point what you saying. Everybody want to point fingers, but it's everybody that's accountable for this ankle bracelet system. Right. And we know this just didn't happen overnight. This has been happening for what, Gerard, about 4 or 5 years or more, 4 or 5 years. But this dude with this company, I don't have nothing against him, but they look like they believe anything he say. Because I saw you just now with the emails or whatever, but he put none of that out. He ain't saying none of that.
Nope.
He just said about the 42 times. So I think all of them should be held accountable. And like you saying, we ain't taking nobody's sides. Nope. But at the end of the day, all of them should be held accountable because this criminal justice system is not working together. So how you want the people to work together when all the law enforcement groups can't work together And then they call meetings, Gerard, and say, "Oh, we met and we on one page." But so if y'all on one page, why is there all the finger pointing going on?
So that's my question. I'm like, why is everybody not taking responsibility and saying to the judge that this is all your fault, especially the monitoring company, because you get the information before anybody does, and you're sending the same emails that you're sending to the judge. You send those same emails to the district attorney's office. Now, the district attorney has investigators. They can go out and get you and apprehend you. So does ASAP. They got bail bondsmen that can go out and apprehend you.
There you go, Gerard.
The judge does not.
That's right.
He has to put an order in for somebody in law enforcement to go get you. Now, the other part of that is every day on your docket, you got an ADA, assistant district attorney, in your office, in your courtroom. You trying to tell me that nobody brought this to the judge and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we need to revoke his bond," until this got into the media?
That's right. And my other thing was, you just brought up ASAP. Why you didn't send your bail bondsman to get him? Because you got him right there. If your ankle monitors work and he didn't violate it, you can send your bail bondsman out to get him. And then if that didn't work, why you didn't go to court and say, "Judge, hi, I'm from ASAP. This is not working. Hi, DA, all us are here. So let's ask the judge and the DA and me why this guy keep getting away." See, because they look like they're letting the guy from ASAP just walk away and go by what he said. But we know he got bail bondsmen. We know if something happened at, let's say, Gerard, 1 o'clock in the morning, say he didn't violate the terms, right? Ain't ASAP supposed to have bail bondsmen to go get him at 1:15 right where he at, or 1:30?
They can go. They can get up and go. That's what they get paid for.
So that's what got.
But here's the cruncher in this one. If I'm getting paid for you using my monitoring service, am I going to mess that money up by going and putting you in jail? Because now the monitoring ain't being used. So guess what? Nobody's using my service no more.
Say it one more time, Gerard.
I'm gonna make sure that I can get my money for having this ankle bracelet on you, because that's how I make my money, by making sure that you have it on you. So if I have to go pick you up and put you in jail, that monitor comes off. So guess what? I'm not getting. I ain't getting paid.
So that I ain't getting paid, and I really don't care if somebody being assaulted, raped, or whatever. It's all about the money, the money. And so, so I'm about to go, Gerard, because I know you got other callers, but I'm about to hang up. But I want Jazz, the team. I want to hear what Jazz got to say. My partner, Gerard. You know I'm on Jazz side, right? You my boy, but you know I gotta take Jazz side. You know sometimes we music collective. Well, you know we be with the music, so you know sometimes I gotta go with Jazz. You know.
Let me go ahead and just give you the New Orleans version. Whatever.
Bye.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Oh wait! I gotta ask you something. Hello. Damn. Man. You know, guess what? I forgot to ask him. Somebody sent me a flyer. They said that Noonie gonna run for office. I'll have to call him back, huh? Don't call him back. Huh? He is running for office. I wonder which one he's running for. City council. He hung up the phone real quick too, didn't he? Didn't I say wait? Huh? He said bye though. He did say bye. I pulled up this story because I actually want to see, can y'all see what I'm talking about on your Facebook Live when they did this on air. And I was like, this is a show. This is a show. One of my friends called me I talk to her just about every evening. And she be telling me, she said, man, I heard you talking about so-and-so and so-and-so. I was like, yep. She said, you got to be kidding me. I was like, nope. Her last statement to me is, New Orleans ain't real. New Orleans is not real. I'm starting to believe her more and more every single day when I come in here with this mess. More and more. All right, you want to take the break? Let's take the break. We'll take the break here. We'll come back. Have some more conversation because I got more. I got more stuff. I got more calls about them young men yesterday evening. Good Lord. Whew. And we'll tell you about Jamie in just a bit, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Metropolitan Human Services District wants to remind you that treatment is effective and everyone can recover. If you are looking for a recovery program and you live in the Orleans, St. Bernard, or Plaquemines Parish, visit mhsdla.org or call 504-568-3130. Recovery is possible, and MHSD is here to help. Metropolitan Human Services District, where we change lives.
Delgado Community College offers programs in business, technology, health sciences, and the arts, with over 100 career-focused degrees and certificates that are affordable, flexible, and transferable. We can give you the knowledge and skills to succeed. Delgado is a great fit if you're starting your post-high school education, or we can help you advance or change your career. Take a step toward being unstoppable at Delgado Community College. Visit dcc.edu to learn more today.
You know we all love a surprise, like finding a 20 in your coat pocket, but nobody wants a surprise from the flu or COVID. If you're 65 or older, flu and COVID vaccines are your best defense against severe illness this fall and winter. These vaccines also cut the chances that you'll be hospitalized in half. Keep your surprises this season all good. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Parents, are you looking for a school where your child can excel? Look no further than Inspire NOLA Schools, home of the highest performing open enrollment schools in New Orleans. At Inspire NOLA, we believe in nurturing every student's potential, providing an excellent education, and supporting their journey to success. Enroll today for the 2025-2026 school year. Visit enrollnolaps.com to get started and learn more about our schools and programs at inspirenolaschools.org. Join the Inspire NOLA family, where excellence is our standard.
Hi, this is Leo Jackson, your Sunday Gospel announcer, wishing you happy holiday.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Anybody got the Christmas spirit yet? You got the Christmas spirit yet, Jazz? You don't have it yet? You don't look like it. Never mind. You looked at me under-eyed when I asked you that, bro. You just looked at me under-eyed. So I pulled something else up. I pulled something else up on the website. ASAP's website. And Jazz, I sent you the news story. I actually want to try to get that news story, so I sent it to you. You don't have nothing? No? It's down? Okay. All right. I pulled up ASAP's website. ASAP stands for Assured Supervision Accountability Program, right? It's called Release Supervision Programs and Equipment Offered. Victim Protection Program, VPP. The ASAP VPP is an interactive watchdog designed to protect victims in a way that's not only protecting their home, but it also protects the victim's location, no matter where they are. Our mobile protection zone capabilities combined with our full arrest powers Oh, I didn't hear everybody go, what? I didn't hear about it. Let me read it again. Y'all won't ready? Our mobile protection zone capabilities combined with our full arrest powers. Your mic ain't on.
What?
There you go. They telling you on their website that they got full arrest powers for all offenders released on bail, ensures that victims have the greatest level of protection. They got a panic button. They got a protect multiple victims section here. Fully mobile, free for all victims, and you got 2 equipment options available. So under their website, it also has curfew and home incarceration, the HIP program. The ASAP, I need everybody to hear me. I'm not making this up. If you want to go and look for yourself, you can actually go to asaprelease.org. That's asaprelease.org. So it says the ASAP HIP curfew supervision program uses state-of-the-art ankle-worn equipment to continuously track the GPS and cellular location of the wearer. Our full arrest powers.
What?
You ain't on your game today. You ain't. I'm gonna let you slide. Today's Friday. You had to look up, and I had to pause too long. I was waiting for you to come right on up in there. Plus you eating at the same time. So our full arrest powers.
What?
For those released on bail, ensure compliance with all court orders.
Huh?
Yeah. Our full arrest powers for those released on bail ensure compliance with all court orders. So wait a minute. There's a court order that says this boy's on home arrest. He has to wear ankle monitor. Boom. That's what the judge has to do. All right. You get paid to make sure that they are in compliance with the court order. That's what ASAP gets paid for. By putting on that ankle monitor, I make sure that you're at home. And it says that our full arrest powers are making sure that you are in compliance with your bail. And then when boo-boo happened, you blame it on the judge. That's some doo-doo if I ain't ever heard it. And you got full arrest powers? Is it me?
I don't think so.
So I'm just trying to figure out, did anybody else read this that was standing up at that podium and saying, well, we all screwed up. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Our enforcement team. Come on, bro. You standing there looking at me.
What?
Yeah, they got an enforcement team. Where were they? Our enforcement team.
What?
Can file real-time violation reports. Activate and deactivate offenders. Update court-ordered conditions. They can update your court-ordered condition. And much, much more. Really? This supervision program makes ASAP release the single most accountable solution available to the criminal justice system. ASAP offers 2 types of ankle-worn GPS devices. OmniLink is our lower-cost device. It utilizes a cut-resistant strap, alert of strap tampers, alert of violators of curfew or HIP. Let me do that again. Number 3 is alerts violations of curfew or HIP. HIP is the Home Incarcerated Program. Can provide a victim protection program with either a fob or a phone app. Easy access to proximity reporting. So if you have easy access to proximity reporting, that means I know where you are approximately and what block you're in, what street you're on, whose house you in front of, as long as you got that active ankle monitor. You also have what they call a track group, which is the most secure device. Utilizes more secure cut-resistant strap, alerts of strap tampers, alerts for violations of curfew or HIP. Can provide a victim protection program with a phone app or at least an expensive option. Proximity reports available. The software requires ASAP, run the reports, and send them to the requesting agency. You got all these different things that, wow, makes me say, wow, woo, positives of the OSM outreach program. You got all this in your contact information and how you can pay for it and people that need to get enrollment, disenrollment online, enforcement. You even have an enforcement text line.
I think you missed one of the most used features.
What?
Thumb twiddling. They are also allowed to twiddle their thumbs and give themselves strangers. Did I go too far with that one?
Too soon?
I might have went too far.
It's all right. But the question is, how much are we paying for this? Because they're utilizing this down in the courts. So if they're utilizing this down in the courts, I'm gonna blame the judge. Because somebody gonna say we didn't do our job. So let's blame the judge. And if we can blame the judge, we all could get out of this alive. Except for the judge. Because he can't say nothing. Public scrutiny has come about, and everybody's talking about the Assured Supervision Accountability Program, ASAP, specializing in ankle monitoring, notes that suspects breaching their monitoring conditions had not been rearrested until recently. Matt Dennis, ASAP's owner, highlighted the case of Lester Jones, who he said faced multiple violations. We shouldn't wait for a murder to urge judges to fulfill their duties, says Dennis. He criticized judges in Orleans Parish for often ignoring violation reports. His charges are felon in possession of a firearm, some drug charges resisting officers, possession of stolen property, and he actually has been in prison and recently looks like he got released maybe in 2023. And then, of course, went straight into committing a crime in 2024. Dennis identified Judge Leon Roche as presiding over the case. And when an ankle monitor program sends reports to a court that says that the individual is violating your court's order, the judge needs to act, Dennis said. Well, when I go to your website, it tells me that you have a full response team and you have the ability to say that I have full arrest powers. So if you know this is happening, how come you're not sending your guys to go get them. Because right here under Victim Protection Program, it says you have full arrest powers for all offenders released on bail. That's your website. That's not me making this up. I was waiting for you again, though. You forgot.
No, I'm saying maybe they still have to get a order to arrest them, to go and arrest them.
No. If
They
you're
could
telling me
decide
that you
to
have
arrest them on their
full
own, or do they
arrest
have to?
powers? You have full arrest powers. You can go get them, put them in handcuffs, and take them down to the jail. They violated their probation. So, if that's the case, why didn't somebody say something other than Roche? And he's slamming emails down on the table. And my question is, who did you CC on those emails? Did you send them to the district attorneys, the ADAs? Because if you did, one thing I do know is the ADAs have they got an investigative team too, and they can put out an order for the NOPD to go pick them up. So who's wrong? Everybody. I just wanted to start off the show to make sure that everybody knew that I was not going to let this go. I wanted to let it go. I really did. I wanted to let it go. And then something in me would not let me let it go. Because I was like, it's too easy at this case to let it go. It's too easy to let it go. And then it was too much pointing of the fingers. When somebody is standing there pointing the finger at you over and over and over and over again and calling you out of your name and talking about the judges, I really think, now I hope that my black judges in New Orleans are listening to this. I hope they are. I hope y'all hear me loud and clear. Y'all, we in the last month of 2024. I hope y'all have a plan for 2025. Because I can tell you, they coming for you. They coming for your job. They coming to ruin you. They coming to get you off the bench. And the start of it was them damn amendments that just passed. Because they're going to sign them into law in January. And I can tell you that if somebody has a beef with you, somebody has a gripe with the judge, and then y'all get a disciplinary board hearing, and y'all gonna get and this is the kicker. The governor gets to appoint who he wants on this board. That's gonna be judging whether you get back on the bench or not. If he has his picks of people that he can put on his board to call themselves disciplinary board and be able to suspend you, give you some type of punishment, or just remove you altogether, they don't have to be somebody that understands the law. These could be just people that have been appointed to this position by the governor. And sometimes I really don't think that you want somebody that's political to make these decisions for you and have no idea what the law is. But they're going to remove you. And I'm not just talking about the judges. I wouldn't put it past them saying we're going to get some lawyers too. And we might have to go after the district attorney too. And I wouldn't be surprised if he did. They done already went after you once. I wouldn't be surprised if they go after you again. Because they got 4 years to do whatever the hell they want to do. And this one ain't going to take long. And somebody asked me, you going to run for office? Hell no. No, I ain't running for no office. We got too many of us. They don't like that. Y'all making too many decisions. Too many things coming to this city that they want control of. It's the money, baby. It's the money. And they gonna get it. George.
Man, bruh. Bringing power to the people, homie. You know what? The insight to me is that we have a dependency on the judicial system to maintain our civil rights, even when we know we end up in these cracker courts sometimes where these Klan judges are sitting there and the attorneys can't win. This is just the tip of the spear of how they're going to disenfranchise and unpower us, bro.
You think this is the beginning?
Bruh, it's like you have an acquaintance that we have a mutual acquaintance with, Michelle Charles, right? Mm-hmm. Who was hauled up before an administrative board considering whether or not she can continue practicing law in a situation that I don't know that I can describe her legal peril situation, and it would be best for her to do that. But she was hauled up on bogus bump charges that involved her and the prosecutor, but she's the one that's getting administratively handled. Mm-hmm. And her whole, legal life, I don't know if it's still in jeopardy because I don't have an update on it, but had been put in jeopardy. And we depended, on using the judicial system to kind of like defend off and warn off some of these attacks on our civil rights. And what you have uncovered is just another veiled effort or veiled attempt, right, to undo judges, like the boy came here and wanted to undo the district attorney, like they firing district attorneys and all that. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's just a full frontal assault, and the way that you brought this information out there, right, so clean and pristine, bro, that I'm like, you don't leave no breadcrumbs. You leave them full factual information. Shut up! I'm on the phone. I got my dumbass brother in the car with me. You just can't get out. Excuse me, I gotta get off, bro.
All right, y'all go ahead. Do what y'all gotta do. All right. It's two of them? Oh, Lord, I didn't know he had a brother. Can you imagine riding in that car right now? It's two of them. Help us, Jesus. Take the wheel. For real, take the wheel. That sound like they was about to have a fight. George gonna get me for that one, but it's two of them. Help us. But anyway, where was I? Have y'all noticed? I'm just asking the question. Have y'all noticed that the conversation piece about all the what were we talking about? Have y'all noticed that all the conversation about what's to come, Project 2025, all that has gone away? Have y'all noticed that all of it's went away? Like what? Yeah. Have you noticed that all that conversation has gone away all of a sudden? Why is that? Somebody answer that question for me. Mr. Bud.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to bring some, let me turn this radio down. I just want to bring some laughter to what you're talking about today. The bottom line is money. You hit that pretty good. All that ankle bracelets, monitoring, all that stuff started at the beginning. You got to have some juice to make all that work. I can't mention their name, but it's the local phone people. If they don't turn that juice on, that ankle bracelet will not work. So the money is all the way up the line, from the bottom to the top.
Yep.
So it's a heavy system. But anyway, if you cut the juice, hey, the mothers, if the mothers don't pay that landline bill, it wouldn't work.
And you got to have a landline. You got to have a landline.
Right. So the big boy making money. So he's saying that, of course. So, but anyway, that's a little laughter there, my friend.
I don't know what you laughing at. That's true.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome. You know, it's awesome. But anyway, hey, I just want to bring a little smile to your face. Hey, man, you're doing a good job, brother. And Jazz, stay on top of him.
Yes, indeed.
Working, brother. Make him sweat. You know.
Well, you used to be all right with me, brother. You used to be all right with me too. All right, Mr. Bud. Thank you, sir. All right, Norm.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Man, I'm calling from Tampa, Florida. But what this sounds like, what this is, it is regulatory racism, and where it derives from is very interesting. In that you have what you call, if you read the book, The Federalist Society, okay, and like the Heritage Foundation, all that stuff is derived out of there, where you have it says how the conservatives, the right, got control of the courts from the liberals. The book by Michael Avery. And when you go into this book, the first thing it talks about is the opening starts with John Roberts and how this thing was formed, you know, from the University of Chicago. These law students got together to bring order to the legal system because they felt that they'd gone too far, quote, left.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that it starts out at the University of Chicago and they form these little chapters. But again, this was to get the type of judges that were on these courts to rule in a conservative manner. And they were anti-civil rights. That's what precipitates it. Roe v. Wade and all that kind of stuff, Great Society, all that kind of stuff. But these local chapters have now formed into institutions in that they operate both federally in Washington and they operate both legally. So now you have cases like in North Carolina, where let's say you had the Democrats win the state house, and at this time the North Carolina folks right now the Republicans up until the end of this month have a super majority. They can overrule everything. So the Democrats win. And so what does the super majority do? They start passing legislation to limit control of the ability of the governor and the governing parties in the next session and those sort of things. Or gerrymandering is a good example. You look at Louisiana, for example, you've got all these black all these black folk live in there, yet you control very few of the state house, and these lies are drawn in such a way that you never really get voting control. And that's what you see here, that you see that, well, you got all these, quote, Negroes, the people, this is how they like, all these Negroes in charge. We got to find some way of limiting their power. And that's been the tradition throughout since 18 whenever, when you have like Colfax, that sort of thing, where you had the black the after Reconstruction, black folks came in charge, and then all of a sudden that was overthrown, and then when they had the Reconstruction law, you had member of the Supreme Court actually come down. That's before Colfax, and make a decision right there to limit the control of black folks in Louisiana. Those when we had elected our own people, and that's just been a tradition that has carried out, and that is lasted 100-something years. To keep the foot of the structure on the development of black people and stuff. So what you see here in terms now you've got judges, now you've legally gone and got your prosecutors, he's black and stuff like that, and you got guys like this guy Talbert, he's the coroner, and all of a sudden you got to find something way to undermine him. Then they use these peculiar laws in order to undermine their authority. This is a tradition, and it's I'm in Florida. I grew up in Michigan, and we learned about this and happening in Louisiana because and that's what the system does. So you have these very few, like almost like apartheid, almost like South Africa, where you have a minority of folks, a majority of people who are of color, being their authority, their ability to control themselves being undermined by the white power structure, and have done that, passed that down for centuries and stuff to control our people. Look at education. There used to be 2 medical schools in the state of black medical schools in the state of Louisiana. What happened to them? The people didn't even know they were there. Were there? No. There used to be a dental school there, and what happened? Think about all the pharmacists, dentists, and medical doctors that could have been trained in there. Yeah. There were 8 black men, and that's just part of that tradition, that thing that is taken over the past. And that's what we need to recognize what this really is. And you're right on point about what anytime you gain any type of power, there's been an attempt to undermine that power.
All right,
understand the history. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to scare you so bad.
No, you ain't scared me.
You all right?
All right, buddy. Appreciate it.
You bet.
More coming up, y'all. We're going to take a break.
Hey, New Orleans, Tavis Smiley here, inviting you to join me each weekday evening at 7 p.m. right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. for the Tavis Smiley Show. You can expect great guests and getting the answers you need to know. It's the Tavis Smiley Show on our new home in New Orleans, WBOK 1230 a.m.
Tavis Smiley. Ranked number 45 on the Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Borrowing a line from Blazing Saddles, one of the funniest movies I have ever seen, what in the wide world of sports is going on with the Orleans Parish school system? News comes that the Dolores Taylor Arthur Charter School for Boys is closing its doors this month in the middle of the school year. That means 19 seniors have to find a new school or they won't graduate. Now, the school is suffering and shutting down due to financial constraints, we're told. The school cannot pay faculty and staff. The students feel betrayed. The parents are angry and bewildered. One parent told me that some students are talking about dropping out. How did this fiasco happen? One education expert told me it all boiled down to the population demographics. There aren't enough students for the school to function financially. The numbers at Dolores Taylor Arthur Charter School are a glaring example of that. Get this, there are only 98 students enrolled at the whole school. Low enrollment numbers have become increasingly challenging for other schools in Orleans Parish. There has been a 20% decline in the number of students since 2014. Furthermore, the overall population in Orleans Parish, according to census data, the population now is 25% lower than it was pre-Katrina. Add to that a 20% decline in the birth rate and out-migration. Taking those statistics into account, opening additional charter schools stand a high risk of failure. A former school board member told me that given what we know about the low enrollment demographics, Dolores Taylor Arthur Charter School and several other schools should not have been allowed to open in the first place. But get this, ironically, it was the Orleans Parish School Administration that granted the charter, allowing the schools to open in the first place. Talk about catch-22. As for the 19 seniors at Dolores Taylor Arthur School, there was a meeting with all charter leaders, and it's expected that at least one school will step up and offer to accept all students. Surely the Orleans Parish School Board wouldn't hang these kids out to dry, would they? That would be totally unconscionable. Let them know we're watching. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Wherever we go, we never forget where we came from. The river parishes tell a story unlike any other. Join Rise St. James for Home for the Holidays, a celebration of our shared heritage, including the historic Orange Grove and Buena Vista plantations. Hear stories of resilience, connect with descendants, scholars, and community members. Preserve our legacy, honor our ancestors, build a sustainable future. Join the conversation at risestjames.org/holidays. Rise St. James. Together, we rise.
The National World War II Museum, located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Keep up with NOLA Public Schools through Education Elevation. Join Superintendent Dr. Avis Williams monthly as she shares district updates, celebrates schools, scholars, and more. Tune in every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
Hi, this is Cleveland Spears III, partner at Equity Media and WBOK 1230. Wishing you and yours a happy holidays and...
Hi, this is Cleveland Spears IV. Welcome to the world. Happy holidays.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey, that's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey, that's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks, welcome back. Coming up in about 5 minutes, we got news at the top of the hour. Man, I'm so glad to hear you all really paying attention to this story. Whew. I'm just glad to hear that y'all listening to the story. So Ron just said I need to say hello to the folks in Homewood, Alabama, and folks here at the hospital that are listening to the radio station. Hey, Homewood, Alabama, what's going on? What's going on? Not what's going on. I could say what's going on. No. I'm going to say it like we in the South. What's going on? Would it be down in Homewood, Alabama? And there you go. All right, my folks in Homewood, thank y'all so much for tuning in because I know y'all hear all our issues and y'all wonder like, what the hell going on in New Orleans? Everything. Let me tell you this too, because I want to put this out here this hour. We're going to talk about it again next hour too. Y'all heard me ask you, so I'm hoping that everybody will also put it on your calendar because we got a couple of changes here for you to show up at Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, Section A. That is the Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, Section A. As we see the Johnston family having to pull everybody in the family, got to go to court. The grandmama, the granddaddy, Jamie. Everybody need to come and support Jamie. Y'all heard Jamie's story because of the fact that they got to go to court for, I don't even know how these charges got put on them. Because they're the family. I mean, that's the mama, the granddaddy, and the grandmama. and her boyfriend. How did he even get involved? Accessory for kidnapping your own son. What? And they sent the U.S. Marshals. Like, what? Yep. So, on December the 16th, which is this Monday, the court case, we had stated that the court case is going to be at 9 o'clock. It was changed. So, the court case is going to be at 2 p.m. in Section A. 2 p.m. in Section A. Y'all show up. Let's fill the courtroom. I'd love to see it be standing room only. Because I really do think that this is a travesty. That this young lady, who is a very nice young lady, a pharmacist, just wants to be with her son and keep him out of harm's way. Everybody show up for court. 2 p.m., December the 16th, at Orleans Parish Criminal District Court. Everybody show up. I'm going, if I can get out of here. If Jazz will let me get my last hour in. I may have to leave out of here early. I may have to tell Dr. Shepard to take care of the court case, take care of the radio station, and I go to court. Be broadcasting live from the courtroom. Yeah, I ain't playing with the judge. Judge ain't gonna lock me up. More coming up. News is next, and we'll come right back and take some more of your telephone calls. Final hour to get you ready for Friday right here at WBOK.
WBOK 1230 AM New Orleans, home of the Reality Check, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Fulton County, Georgia and the sheriff are facing a class action lawsuit. An attorney says detainees are being treated unconstitutionally and the conditions of the jail must be fixed. One of the lead plaintiffs was reportedly stabbed in the jail during the Young Slime Life gang trial. A Northern Virginia teacher is under fire for passing around raw cotton during a history lesson on the cotton gin. Some Riverside High students linked it to slavery, sparking complaints to the school board and NAACP. Black Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis is refusing to release findings in the Georgia election interference case involving Donald Trump, citing concerns it would compromise the case. And LeBron James will not be suiting up for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, days after the team's coach said he was away from the team for, quote, personal reasons, end quote. He has officially been ruled out of the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves due to a foot injury. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
New Schools for New Orleans wants to send a huge congratulations to all of our educators, students, and families of New Orleans for their continuous academic growth. School performance scores have been released from the state. For the first time in many years, there are no failing schools in New Orleans Public Schools. As a district, our performance increased by 4 points. In addition, Orleans Parish now exceeds pre-COVID school performance score for all students by 6.2 points. When you see a teacher, school leader, or student, be sure to show them some love.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks, welcome back. Final hour of the reality check for Friday. Gerard Stevens with you. So we went through the court system and talked about what we saw, what we hear. I'm hoping that there will be more discussion about this in other media besides myself. I think it's only fair because this really looks bad on some of the other folks that supposedly are investigative reporters. Y'all ain't investigated duty squad. That's duty squat. SQUAT. Y'all ain't investigated nothing. Because if you did, you would have had the information that I did. And it didn't take me but a day to find out. I'm hopefully, please listen to me clearly. Hopefully, we will try to follow up more next week with the Author School for boys to find out more about what we can do. Okay? I will say this because I done had several different calls from folks that have a little power, that have a little money. I've had several different folks that have called me and are like hurt behind this. Not because they got kids in the school, because they understand what that is. And trust me, what is interesting to me is what they're calling this, that they are now calling this. And I've heard this several times from several of the folks that I was talking to. They're calling it another displacement. They said this is anybody that's on the Orleans Parish School Board should understand that this is another displacement for those kids. Well, why? Well, let's talk about the undergraduate class too. Those kids that are in the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grades. They got to find a whole nother school. After you got them, I guess, settled in this school. And all of our kids, not these young kids, but all of us that have had kids that graduated, had to go on to other things or whatever, should understand, including those that are on the Orleans Parish School Board, should understand how and what we went through with displacements. How about when our kids had to leave here and go hang out and learn a whole nother culture, and we kept seeing all over the television in Houston, our kids out there at those schools fighting, going through a whole bunch of stuff with those kids out of Texas because they were displaced. They didn't feel like they were at home. They probably just didn't get along and couldn't cope with those kids. We don't know what the issues were. But we did know that that was displacement because they were forced to move on to another school. They had to go to another school. Our schools were destroyed. So here we go again, telling our kids that it's okay for you to be displaced. No, it's not. It's not okay, especially when you can prevent it. I'm just saying. Especially when you can prevent it. If you don't prevent it, then you're part of the problem. And then it makes me ask the question, which, you know, I can't say nothing about who those people are that run, but it makes me ask the question, why are you there? Hello? Can y'all hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Are you there just to get along? We're not asking you to get along. We ask you to fix a problem. And fixing the problem is not dispersing those young men in the middle of their daggone last year in graduation. That is not the answer to this issue. You're going to disperse them all over. It's like, be free. No. They're not free. They ain't got nowhere to go. Y'all might as well give them a tent and tell them to go right up underneath the bridge up there. before Governor Landry come down and shut it down because y'all getting ready to make them homeless. And I use that term homeless because I'm looking at it and saying that school is their second home. They probably spend just as much time or even more there than they do at home. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Your kids have taken on to these teachers. They've taken on to this facility because they are used to it. They have accepted it in their lives. They are graduates. They're getting ready to walk up out of there. Did y'all hear Warren yesterday when he said, hey, man, they had to convince me to go. And then when I went and I saw what they were offering me, I have done better with my grades. I got a brotherhood with my classmates. I'm striving. To hear a young man that's 17 years old tell me that he's striving, I couldn't ask for nothing better. And now we pulling the carpet from underneath them and saying, by the way, do what you got to do. See you, school closed. So it makes me ask the question, what had happened? What happens? Don't just not tell me what had not happened. Just don't tell me, oh, yeah, by the way, the school closing. And nobody give you no information. What? What? Now, you can't tell me you don't have no money. Because y'all got emergency funds. You gave the Orleans Parish School Board $20 million. And they put, what, $20, $30 million back in when y'all said it was an accounting error. An accounting error. Somebody please help me with this one. Somebody help me with this one. How many of you put together a monthly budget? If you put together a monthly budget, you pretty much know to the last penny on how much money you need to spend, how much money you can spend weekly, how much money you're going to pay for dinner, what's your grocery store bill, with how much money you need to spend on your utilities, whether it's your water bill or whether it's your power bill. You know what in the power range or the water range, you know where you're going to be. Not maybe up to the other door, but you start looking at it and saying, you know, my power bill is usually $120, $130, $200 a month, somewhere in that area. So you know you're going to take at least $150 and set it to the side because I know I got to spend this for my power bill. My water bill is probably going to be $40 a month. So I know I need to spend at least and take $50 of my check and put it off to the side because my water bill probably going to be $40, $42, da-da-da. My car note is set, so I already know how much the car note is. I know how much my rent is or my mortgage is. I know how much that is. I set that aside too. So you already know what your bills are, right? How in the hell can y'all tell me that by some just by happen chance or circumstance, y'all found that somebody made a mistake, and a mistake that was a $36 million oopsie doopsie? What? Yeah, we miscalculated $36 million. It got real quiet. It got real quiet. Everybody went like, oh, what are you getting ready to say? What are you getting ready to say? So, here go the other part. I don't think Y'all know I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm the president of the conspiracy theory. Y'all know I am, right? I'm sorry. You need to get your membership up. You keep your membership up. Jazz is already a part of my my board. So I just need to let y'all know he on the board of the conspiracy theory. I'm the president. Not only just a member, I'm also the president. So here's what I think. Do you know, Gerard? Nope, I don't. I do not. I don't know. I think that $36 million accounting error just didn't start under Avis Williams as the superintendent. I think Avis Williams' administration found it. And when she found it, she reported it. And it made a whole bunch of folks feel very uncomfortable. And they said, you got to go. The powers that be. Y'all know they got this the shadow government. Hold on, let me say it like I really mean it. Doom, 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 doom. Lurking in the dark. Sliding in and out of those board meetings. Making sure that you don't know who we are. Shh, somebody be quiet. Why? 'Cause you don't know who we are. We are the shadow government. Ah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And you better not tell it. And Avis, I think, now this is me, I'm just saying, I think Avis Williams and her folks reported it. Said that when we did the audit, there was 336 or 36, I'm not 336, there's $36 million that's unaccounted for, and it appeared to be an accounting error. Now, would I have a problem with an accounting error? An accounting error, I understand if you got a couple of $1,000, that's an accounting error. But are those accountants we're paying for? Is that an accounting firm that we hire? Because if it is, they need to be fired immediately. How the hell you make a $36 million error? And I think Avis Williams said, I'm going to tell the truth, and told it. Even though that the shadow government probably told her, you better not. And she did it anyway. Next thing you know, you got to go immediately. See you, we won't be you. So the story that came out today, now I need to make you look bad. Before NOLA Public Schools Superintendent Avis Williams stepped down from her role last month, the Orleans Parish School Board agreed to pay her a $335,000 settlement to keep the payout secret, records show. They paid her $335,000. That's her settlement. And to keep the payout secret. You can't tell nobody how much money we gave you to get. Go on now. Go on. Williams, in turn, agreed to leave her post before the end of the year of her 4-year contract, which expired in 2026, She also gave up any right to take legal action against the school board, according to the settlement agreement, which was first reported by a television station. Both parties agreed to tell the public about the settlement, not to tell the people about the settlement, unless legally required to do so. Unless required by law, the employee and school board agreed not to disclose the terms, amount, or existence of this agreement to anyone other than the employee's attorney or financial advisor, according to the settlement. The agreement was signed by the Williams and board president Katie Bowden. It was dated November the 14th, the day the district announced Williams' departure. The agreement says both parties signed off on the language of the press release announcing her resignation, and a copy of which is included in the agreement. Something don't sound right. Geraldine.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. How you doing?
Oh, okay, I'm good. Listen, there is something very rotten in Denmark, and I say that because...
Are you standing in the middle of the street or something? What was that?
No. We're riding. I'm not in the middle of the street. Anyway, I say that because who owns that building that school was housed in? It just seems rather strange that it got to this point and those kids.
Are you talking about the Arthur School?
Arthur,
Mm-hmm.
the Arthur School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean this is almost in the same vein. All of this stuff happening at the same time, it seems. But while the charter person has a big responsibility, do you know who owns the building? Because I'm sure he was leasing it from someone.
I know.
Okay.
Archdiocese.
And also that
Archdiocese
church just closed down in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I'm headed with this?
Mm-hmm.
So, there are a lot of things in this picture that need to be looked at.
Yeah, well, the Archdiocese owns the building. We're trying to figure out, too, because from what I understand, they had a 4-year lease. I don't know it yet. I'm actually wanting to see the paperwork myself. And the reason why I want to see that paperwork is that, it's two things that could happen here. Either somebody asks them to give up the building because they're selling it, or they could be expecting them to be there for 4 years, and there could be a lawsuit that's coming toward them for breaking the lease.
Okay.
So I don't know which way it's going to go. It could go 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other. But either way you look at it, to me, something rotten.
Very. Very, very. And on a lot of different fronts, a whole lot went wrong here to make those boys have to give up what they had and put them in a position that they're in now. That's awful.
Yeah. My major concern of 2024, 2025, that those 19 young men get the chance to walk across the stage under their because they already bought their rings, they already got their caps and gowns. They done sent out invitations for folks to come, and all of that goes away.
Yeah,
and then,
that's right.
And so I'm trying to make sure that those young men get to stay together, and they get to graduate together.
If they do it as a unit, that's right.
Yeah.
If they've been together all this time, they've expected it, and they're due.
Yep.
That.
I believe that too. I'm with you. I am with you. But everybody that I've talked to in the last 24 hours, they're in disbelief. They really are. So we're gonna see what we can do.
Okay.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate the call. Have a good weekend.
Good well.
Bye bye. All right, more coming up, folks. We get you ready for the sports report coming up at 4 o'clock. We gotta take a break.
Find us online. Did you know that you can now listen to your favorite show whenever you want? How? Just go to www.wbok1230.com. Click on the Talk tab and select your favorite show. There you'll see your favorite host and the show from each day. And be sure to follow us on Facebook at WBOK 1230 AM, Instagram at WBOK.1230 and TikTok at WBOK1230
The
AM.
New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Entergy New Orleans is creating stronger connections throughout our city. That commitment goes beyond strengthening our power grid. We're also investing in every neighborhood in the city: CBD, Uptown, Gertown, New Orleans East, Bywater, and Mid-City. We're there, working for you. From STEM education to cultural events and community outreach programs, Entergy employees volunteer thousands of hours every year because this is our home too.
Keep up with NOLA Public Schools through Education Elevation. Education Elevation will highlight the achievements, innovations, and contributions of scholars, educators, schools, and the district. Tune in every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. for engaging conversations and updates as we strengthen connections and support the needs of our scholars. Mark your calendars for every fourth Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
This is Dr. Jaquil Ross from New Schools for New Orleans, wishing everyone a warm and inviting holiday season.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Don't forget at 4 o'clock today, it is the Sports Report. Get y'all ready for that Saints game. I know y'all ready for the Saints game. So, I'm gonna keep that to myself. I don't want to put that in the atmosphere. I'm put that out there, but I ain't gonna put that out there right now. Pastor Mike.
Yeah, how you doing? It is me again.
What you say?
Look, why don't they take some of that money they're gonna pay the contractors to do that building on Porter Street, and keep them kids in that school until they graduate in June? They always spending money on useless stuff anyway. But with these kids, man, I'm just kind of disgusted because these educated kids that talk, I mean, why they want to do this to them kids?
I don't know.
You come to school one day and they tell you, oh, by the way, we're closing the school now, so you got to find somewhere to go. And they run around with this we for the kids stuff. Get off that. Get off.
Mike, I'm with you. You preaching to the choir. I'm trying to figure out what happened. You know, maybe there are too many scenarios that we could honestly sit here and have probably another 2-3 hour conversation about. I have I don't know. I'm trying to understand, but I gotta tell you this, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, including yourself. I could sit here and come up with about 5 different scenarios and put them out there in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But my major concern ain't what happened. My major concern is what's going to happen to these young men. That's my number one priority right now. And hearing
I feel you.
Hearing the hurt of these young men, and also hearing from the parents. Because yesterday, I don't know if you heard yesterday's conversation with Miss China. That
Yes,
is
I
the
did.
mother of a young man that's trying to graduate, and his goal is to become an engineer and go to University of Louisiana Lafayette to get his engineering degree. And what I didn't like, I don't know if you heard it yesterday, is the fact that if he does not get his graduation the way that he wants it from his school, there might be an alternative to take him away from his plans, because he had a plan A and he had a plan B. And I'm trying to say, no, brother, there ain't no plan B. There got to be a plan A. But I had to ask her, because I, in all due respect to a mother, father, anybody else, number one, I don't have no kids in this game. But Miss China made me understand something. She said, tell him what you got to tell him, because it take a village. And I was like, all right. I was like, Warren.
Ain't she right?
I was like, Warren, there ain't no
But-
plan
but
B,
here-
brother.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna let you go, G.
Mm-hmm.
When it's talking about closing that school in the French Quarter, everybody came around and I think they give them $1 million or something to keep it open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they wind up closing the school. Why can't they do it for these kids? Man, I'm listening to these boys talk. These are some intelligent black young men. Where the media at? When one of them step out of line, the media is all over. Where the media at with this?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw Channel 6 step out and do a 2-minute piece on it, but this has got to be more than just a news blurb. This has got to be concentrated. This has got to let everybody know that this is our future. These are look, we either can help them one way or the other. We can help and try to get them so that they are staying there in that school and not dropping out, because I want them to. They're gonna come through your door one way or the other. I'd rather be opening the door and saying, "Come on in," instead of them kicking the door in.
And you're so right. Both of my kids graduated. My grandsons, I'm sorry, graduated from St. Aug. I got one at LSU right now. My kids were fortunate enough. I'm just feeling for these young men, these young black African American men with all this talent, and for the majority of black boys to say, "We shut the door and we don't care how you feel. We gonna do it. We don't care." Because to me, and I could be wrong, G Money, but to me, they're saying, "I don't care about y'all."
That's what it feel like. And I think it
That's
feel that
what
way
it
to a
says to
lot
me.
of folks. That's what it look like. That's what it feel like to a lot of folks. And it's almost like y'all, they like, good luck, see you later.
Right. You know what I mean? We're not going to educate you. And here again, I'm going back to the way these kids are very intelligent. And they got, and I'm finished after this, they got people out there afraid of intelligent young black men. They're afraid of them. They're afraid. Yeah. So the best way to stop them from learning is to close the school and let them scatter. That had been them other kids, it would have never happened. You know that, and I know that. It would have never happened.
Shoot.
They'd have found a way.
They would have found a way to make that happen.
That's right. They'd have found they had to bake cookies all night.
Yeah.
You know.
Baking cookies, bro.
But I think this where the community needs to rise up.
But listen, I will say this, and this is not to deter anyone that got some good ideas.
Okay.
I would say to all of us, let's keep this concentrated. Let's not just say, "Oh, that's bad," and move on to the next thing. Let's keep this concentrated to the point where we know there's a problem, and the question is, who and how can we fix it?
Right.
And I got a lot of calls from some power brokers from yesterday all the way through the time that I got ready to come on the air today. I was talking about that story yesterday and seeing how they could fix it. And I just know there's some folks that's ready to do what they got to do. I'm praying that they will.
The only way we hear about this is through WBOK. We don't hear about this on that other radio station. We don't hear about it. The only way we know what's going on with the black community is WBOK.
Mike, you surprised? You surprised?
No, indeed.
Okay. I just didn't want you to be
Thank
surprised.
you.
I
Appreciate it.
All
Have
right.
a good weekend, man.
You do the same, brother. Talk to you in a minute. Mr. Cole, what you say? What's going on, cousin?
Hey, cuz, how you making out? Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Look, you know, Dr. Bowie been talking about this failed experiment that's been going on for years,
Mm-hmm.
and it been falling on deaf ears.
Yeah.
It's this charter method. They closed 2 schools last year, to my memory, about mismanaging the money. It's our taxpayer money, state, local, and federal, that's being mismanaged by these charter corporations. And to this date, our school, the last one, that's the McDonald 35, that was school board run. And now we're under a charter system. And you have the Leah Chase School that opened up is under the school board run.
Yeah, direct.
All our schools really should be under the school board run, but our elected school board members don't want to be responsible for running schools. And we keep electing people to the board that don't seem to get the message that you was elected to run school, not just have meetings and not manage how the money is being spent. Maybe the word oversee versus management, but there's misappropriation of local, state, and federal money, and that should be a charge, a crime for that mismanagement of money. And I don't think it's by accident. I think it's by design.
Yeah, but there ain't no charge.
And look,
why
I don't know anybody been charged with mismanaging state, local, and federal money, to my knowledge.
So let's put a legality on misappropriation of those funds. How would you say that that's a misappropriation? Because
if I give you money to educate children, and you misappropriate the money,
give me a definition of misappropriating that money. Give me a definition of misappropriation. You keep saying misappropriation, so I need you to give me a definition of what misappropriate. Did he hang up on me? He hung up on me. And let me tell you why I say misappropriation. He ain't hang up. Somebody, he gonna call back. Put him through when he called through Jazz. That's him. I get it. Say, I need you to do something about that phone.
No, we got.
And your phone cracking up again. He got an Android.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you said something. What I was trying to tell you was I need you to give me a definition of what's misappropriation, because I can get around all of that if folks don't understand what the definition in legal terms of what misappropriation means. So I'll use words.
In layman term, I'm not an attorney. In legal term, in layman term, if I spend $1, I should get $1's worth.
Okay.
If I'm not getting $1's worth, that's on me because I had the money to spend.
Okay, so you know that ain't a crime.
And if I fraudulently
all right, use that word
got
again.
rid of the money,
fraudulent.
Then that's what I want to use, fraudulent. then that's a federal. That's a crime on all levels, local, state, and federal.
Okay.
Because our tax money, we pay it to be spent. Let's say best way. I guess that's about a better way to saying it. And when you don't spend it best way, you're not doing the job you elected to do.
Okay.
Or appointed, elected or appointed.
So let me do this. Let me go ahead on and get and I'm not arguing the point, but I'm going to say that you are correcto mundo. You are correcto mundo there, cousin. But I want to ask you the question. We got really mad, and I have brought this up at least 3 or 4 times. I'm bringing it up again today. We got really mad as a community when there was this organization in New Orleans of a bunch of white businessmen that got together, formed this organization during election time and called it Forward New Orleans. You remember them? And anybody that was running for office, you had to go to them and answer questions on their agenda. And if you answered and passed the test, they may endorse you. But if you didn't do it, they blasted you in the media and said, you're not going, that this person didn't go, this person didn't answer our questions, and this person didn't do our questions. So I say all of that to say this. At that point in time, we were like, well, who the hell they think they are? But on the other hand, I would tell us folks that's going to get out here and vote, because, whether it's going to be low vote turnout or high voter turnout, what's wrong with us putting together an agenda and saying to those folks, you want to get elected? You need to answer my questions about the agenda. What's on your first 100 days? Here are the priorities of this city. We don't have a city agenda. And elect folks to tell me that you're going to get my street fixed. Elect me to tell me that you're going to get my street fixed, going to get my water system done. Elect me and tell me that you're going to give me back my 2 times a week and getting my trash done. We don't have an agenda or anybody that's looking to put that agenda together, do we?
No, and you have spoke about that, I'm going to say many times.
Yep.
We are comfortable with nothing.
Well, I'm comfortable knowing that I know you going to run for office, and I know you, and you got my vote. That's it. We end up electing people that we know. That's all.
Well, we elect some that we don't know as well. But look, you beat the drums to get people attention, but name me a couple community leaders that willing to step forward and take on the establishment.
Them people usually die broke.
I just say name something because
you hear what I said?
We really don't have what we have.
Did you hear what I said?
You know what we're asking for, we don't have.
Did you hear what I said? Those people usually put themselves on the line and they become the sacrificial lamb. And when they die, they usually die broke. And we always say they were such a great person, but we don't even try to bury them. They have to do a GoFundMe to get buried or do a fish fry.
Yeah, but when are we going to change?
We not changing.
Yeah. See, long as you lay on the ground, I'm gonna continue to walk over you
and kick dirt guy.
And that too. Now, just to answer one of the questions that was asked, I talked to one of the officers with the McDonald 35 Senior High School about absorbing those 18 young men.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we could do it because we got the capacity in the school to do it. But it's some other thing that could, be dealt with before that can happen. But it's a plan in the works. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Now I don't know about the Dr. Martin Luther King School, but I did talk to somebody about the school in Gentilly.
Now, Martin Luther King School is going to be open until the end of the year, which will be May, June of next year, 2025, which, gives them ample time. Plus, they can have their graduation for the seniors, and then that's going to dissolve. But, and then they got a 3-year extension for Dr. Martin Luther King's middle school, the elementary school. So that one will survive and get 3 more years as far as the charter is concerned. But my question has been and is for these 18, 19 young men, how can we get them stuck together? I want them to graduate as a unit. And how much does it cost to fund that school or that class up until May of next year? It can't be the same budget as the remainder of the year. I mean, for the entire year. But the teachers, the maintenance crew, all the utilities, the buses, some type of insurance for the school or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I need to look at, and I think I will see that this afternoon. I'm not certain yet. But I will see that this afternoon.
And you also need your administrator. You need at least 2.
Yes.
And a counselor.
Yes.
For 18, 1 counselor. And then it depends upon the certification of the administrator that the assistant could also be a counselor. Because most counselors come through.
So everything
the
that
school
is
system,
there,
you know.
everything that is there now, I'm going to see the list. I'm going to see that list, so
Yeah.
we'll know who it is. But I will say this, and no, whether we want to look at it this way or not.
Let's just say holistic.
I will say this much, that the current administrator, the person in charge, I don't want those young folks or the folks that work there to have any type of ill will toward him. So I don't think that that person can run the school anymore. So he would have to be removed.
Yeah.
As the CEO, you would have to be removed. And
Yeah.
that's because we don't want anybody to feel like, they don't have any respect for you, or because you haven't told them anything. So you haven't told them anything. They didn't know about this until they had to hear it through the grapevine. This was a shoo-shoo moment. And it was the young folks that ended up telling the parents what was getting ready to happen. So do you think that they would have any type of faith in you as the leader up until the point where they're going to be graduating? I don't think so. You would have to be removed.
Well, see, look, let's back up a minute. It may not be the school administrator, it's the board, because they are employees of the board. So they may not have general knowledge of what was going on either. Now, let's not throw them under the bus.
They too can be removed. Are you talking about the school board or the board for the school?
No. I'm talking about the administrators of the school.
Yeah, they
may
can be
not
removed,
know the school will be closed. That's a board job.
Yeah, they can be
that's
removed.
the charter board. So we be correct. That's the charter board.
That doesn't matter.
That,
We'll find
that
out
really
who it
manage
is.
the money.
No, it doesn't matter. We'll find out who it is. We'll find out who it is and make the decisions then. But I will say that, I don't have any skin in this game. I would like to see it happen, and I think that I speak for a lot of folks that feel the same way, that our young men, when they do fine, it seems like they get the rough end of the stick. When they're doing bad, we out there, we talking bad about them. They call them different names and everything else. Then it becomes a national story, and the local news is all over it. But I'm trying to tell you that this is a issue where these young men are doing well, and I want to continue to see them do well. And I think everybody else has that same sentiment.
Look, when a couple schools closed last year, the school board picked up that money and the expense.
Yep.
The one out there was in Holly Grove, and the one on Orleans Avenue a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a school board responsibility to take and hold up to their obligation to take care of the schools.
Yep, I agree.
Thank you, cuz.
All right,
Happy holiday to everybody that listens.
Have a good holiday and have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Talk to you later. My other cousin. So, I need to talk to Avis Williams. Somebody text me Avis Williams' number. Y'all got it. Give me a cell phone number. Y'all got it. Y'all can text it to me. I ain't going to tell who it came from. I want Ms. Williams to come in and sit down and talk to us. I know she can't tell us everything. She signed an NDA. But I need a professional that has led the school, opened up a school, which she did here, because the Leah Chase direct run school, that's her. I want to know how we can do this in the next couple of days and putting this together. I need a plan, Ms. Williams. I need you to do this. As far as all the rest of the mess, that can come second. I need you to help me and all the parents and everybody that's involved to get this done. We don't even have to tell nobody you're involved if you don't want it. Because I think that she can do it. She opened up the Leah Chase School. I guess what's wrong with me, I'm not scared to say it, not scared to ask. Not too much scares me. I guess y'all know that by now anyway. I guess y'all know that by anyway. So, a lot of work going to happen this weekend, y'all. We going to get it done. A lot of work has got to happen this weekend. All right, here go the other deal too, because I said this, and I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm gonna do my best to be there. But the time change, which is a conflict with me being on the air. It is a conflict with me being on the air. Because they changed the time to 2 o'clock. On the 16th of December, this is the court date for Jamie Johnston. Her mom and her dad, the grandparents to little Drew. They've been charged in a case that I was sitting back with my mouth wide open the entire time that we talked on the air. I think many of you did too. They've been charged with kidnapping. I was like, Jamie, you charged with kidnapping? She's like, yeah. Your own son? She's like, yeah. And your mom and daddy too? Like, yeah. They sent the U.S. Marshals after them. So somebody rings the door, knocks on the door at a grandparent's house, at Drew's grandparents' house, which is Jamie's mom and daddy. They open up the door, and they got all the U.S. Marshals with guns pulled, standing outside the door saying, put your hands in the air. Walk backwards and walk to me. Miss Johnson is asking, can I put some clothes on? And they were like, you look like you got clothes on already. They wouldn't let her put clothes on. James' boyfriend is a pharmacist too. He at work. And they went there and arrested him. He like, what? I'm being charged with what? Yeah, I could go on and on about this, but I'm going to tell you this. December the 16th, which is Monday. Is that Monday? That's Monday. 2 p.m. I know I've been telling you 9 a.m., but it's 2 p.m. Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, Section A, at 2 p.m. Y'all show up. This girl got so much humbleness about her. She's like, y'all show up for Drew. Y'all show up for Drew. I'm going to show up for Drew, but Jamie, I need you to know we showing up for you. You, your mama, your daddy, and your boyfriend. We showing up for you. We'll get to that other part later. I know that's your son, and I'm not trying to take away from that, but we need to get this one taken care of first. So we're going to show up for you. Everybody, Monday, 2 p.m., Section A at Orleans Parish Criminal District Court, right down Tulane. Let's show up for Jamie. More coming up, y'all. We'll get you ready for the sports report next on WBOK.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM. Or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Wherever we go, we never forget where we came from. The river parishes tell a story unlike any other. Join Rise St. James for Home for the Holidays, a celebration of our shared heritage, including the historic Orange Grove and Buena Vista plantations. Hear stories of resilience, connect with descendants, scholars, and community members. Preserve our legacy, honor our ancestors, build a sustainable future. Join the conversation at risestjames.org/holidays. Rise St. James. Together, we rise.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon to What's Growing New Orleans. Hosted by Angel Vanderpool, What's Growing New Orleans is a weekly conversation about developing and growing Black businesses throughout the region. Brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Parents, are you looking for a school where your child can excel? Look no further than Inspire NOLA Schools, home of the highest performing open enrollment schools in New Orleans. At Inspire NOLA, we believe in nurturing every student's potential, providing an excellent education, and supporting their journey to success. Enroll today for the 2025-2026 school year. Visit enrollnolaps.com to get started and learn more about our schools and programs at inspirenolaschools.org. Join the Inspire NOLA family, where excellence is our standard.
Hi, this is Troy Henry, one of the owners of WBOK and Equity Media. And on behalf of myself, my family, and my company, Henry Consulting, we'd like to wish you a very, very, very happy holiday.
This is the coach, Garrett Sashere. The Sports Report is coming up next on WBOK 1230 AM.
Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look. Who bring the power to the people, partner? Who bring the power to the hood home? Hey. That's that. Tune into the reality check. Look.
All right, as we get ready to get up out of here. As we get ready to call it a day. I'm glad everybody is open-minded today. Have you noticed that today, Jazz? Everybody seemed to be pretty open-minded, saying, okay, cool. Maybe it takes sometimes us sitting down and having a conversation and talking about it from the beginning or the rooter to the tutor.
Yep.
From the beginning to the end about, this is what I was thinking about. Here's what you were thinking about, and combine some knowledge so that you'll know what it is. Because I think some of the stuff we hear today is just straight to the point, and then we start pointing the finger. Oh, Lord, you the worst. You the worst. Oh, Lord, he the worst. He the worst. He the worst. Do I know what happened with our superintendent? Nope. Nope. Do I think that she was getting ready to do some good stuff here? Y'all, how many times have you heard that we were going to have some direct run schools? We were 100% charter. And here she come talking about we're going to do a Leah Chase school. And we're going to do this. We got the building, we got this, and da-da-da. And that what you start seeing, her standing outside on that day that they opened up that door of the school, welcoming them kids into them. Heard anything else? Heard anything bad? Heard anything to make you go, oh, my God. It's a direct run school. And I don't know if they approved that because we were supposed to be 100% charter. Who is this woman y'all done hired? You bucked the system. We paying you $335,000 a year for you to fall in line, and you bucking the system. And then here she come again saying, hold up. We done found $36 million missing. They ain't say it was missing. They said it was an accounting error. If you found an accounting error and you have accountants that are doing the books, which required the city of New Orleans to provide the OPSO or the Orleans Parish School Board, OPSB, another $20-30 million of emergency funds, what do you require? I didn't require for them people to be let go. We didn't have that to do in the first place. I'm just saying. I just think that. All right, Alvin, last call for the day. What you say, brother?
Who that on that now?
I'm glad you said it that way.
I want to know if who that
on that now?
On that now.
Mm-hmm. You stupid.
For those that know, if you know, you know. Have a good weekend.
You is stupid. Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. That's what's the capital S on that? I just want to let you know. Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, boss.
Who is that on that nap? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something wrong with
Have
that.
a good weekend, Mr.
All right, brother.
Stevens.
Talk to you later. That's what he called me for? Who that is on that now? Have mercy. So, was it a good find? I need to talk to Avis Williams. Where you at? Avis, Miss Avis. I need to talk to you. I need your help. I don't know if anybody's asking you for your help right now, but I need your help. I need your guidance. How about that? Would that be a good way to put it, y'all? I need your guidance. I need you to call me. Anybody that got Avis Williams' number, I need to talk to her immediately. I need to talk to her today. Not because I'm trying to find out the scoop about what happened with the school board, because that's not it. I'm trying to figure out something, and I need her help. She knows how to do this thing. I have no training whatsoever in the education process, but I want to bring it to the table to help out. And I'm serious. I'm dead serious. And I know that you all have, and a lot of people that are the movers and shakers know how to get in contact with her. I need to talk to her. And if you got my number, give it to her until I need to talk to her. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap things up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on the day. Hopefully we learned something. Hopefully we can make some moves and make these things happen here. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. I will see you on Monday. Be good.
From the campus of Xavier University.
Look.
WBOK 1230 AM.
Go.
An Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Daniel Penny, acquitted in the NYC deadly chokehold case, will join Vice President-elect Vance at Saturday's Army-Navy game. Penny was found not guilty of negligent homicide in a black man, Jordan Neely's death. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams met with incoming White House border czar Tom Homan to address the migrant crisis. They agreed the city cannot be a haven for criminal immigrants. Adams, critical of Biden's immigration policy, looks forward to working with the Trump administration on the issue. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been admitted to the hospital. The 84-year-old California Democrat sustained an unknown injury while in Europe. Pelosi was traveling with a bipartisan congressional delegation to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. And Time magazine has named Glorilla's TGIF as its best song of 2024. The 25-year-old Tennessee native beat out popular artists like Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
WBOK 1230 AM online at WBOK1230.com.
Love can be a voice on the